Hey guys, if you want to get more paid speaking gigs, then this video is for you.
We actually hit the pinnacle of our speaking career this year when we got asked to keynote Social Media Marketing World 2019 in front of 5,000 of our peers.
It was a pretty big deal for us, so we wanted to show you in this video how we went from this, speaking at a local networking event in front of maybe 20 people, to this, speaking in front of 5,000 people at the world's biggest social media conference, keynoting the whole thing in front of all of our peers, and even getting paid 5 figures upwards to go speak at events all over the world in a relatively short space of time, in about 4 years. And this is how you can do it too.
Let's do this.
Let's do it!
We do think of ourselves as really lucky to have hit some huge speaking goals before we have even turned 30. But as the saying goes, you create your own luck. So these are the 7 steps that we've took to level up our speaking career and ultimately get paid more for them in a relatively short space of time.
Let's rewind back to 2015. At this point, we didn't even know that we wanted to be speakers. But what we did start doing was attending industry events. Our business was just about breaking even, but we managed to fly ourselves all the way over to San Diego to Social Media Marketing World 2015 on the shortest and tightest of shoestring budgets.
We slept outside.
Yeah.
We didn't.
No, we just didn't eat anything. It was at this point, at this event, that we realized one day Andrew and Pete want to keynote events just like this.
Now, we didn't attend this conference in 2015 with the aim of speaking there, but what we realized later is that it helped a lot. Because what we were doing is getting to know the organizers, getting to know the other speakers, getting to know the other members of the team, and just getting to know them with no ulterior motive other than just thinking these are really cool people to know.
Back in the UK as well, we started going to events and conferences outside of our city just as attendees and getting a little bit more known around the UK.
But what next? We now know that we want to be speakers, but all we had previously done was short 20-minute sessions at local networking events. How were we going to convince conference organizers to give us a shot? Well, what we did is we created video. And we did this really purposefully too. We knew that we needed to show off that we could communicate in a one-to-many format. And if you want to be a speaker, then video makes way more sense than writing a blog or doing a podcast to show off that talent.
The moment we started to do video and create a little bit of an impact with our channel, conference organizers all of a sudden started to get a lot more interested in us. The funny thing is, our videos are super edited, as you can tell, like woo, cue special effects. Yet it still convinced conference organizers that we were capable of speaking.
But we weren't waiting around to be asked. The next thing we did is be a bit more ambitious. We've talked about our big domino theory before over there in that video. Basically it says if you want to achieve a big goal, then what's the biggest domino that you can knock over to get there quicker? We wanted to be well-known speakers, and yes, we wanted to speak at all the big UK well-known conferences, but what we really wanted was to speak at Social Media Marketing World. We wanted that bad. And what's great about that conference is that they tell you what they want, what they really, really want as speakers. And we did everything that they said it took to be a speaker at that event.
Including starting a YouTube channel, writing a book, niching down, getting to be more known in their community by doing trainings for them and blogs for them, and then we created the best pitch ever to go and speak at their event, including videos and testimonials from all these amazing people. And you know what happened? We got turned down. They said no.
So we asked for feedback. We wanted to know what we did wrong and how we could improve, and we took on that feedback, we improved our pitch, and we pitched again the next year, and you know what happened? We got turned down again.
Damn. And at this point we almost broke our own rule of never giving up. But then they asked us to speak.
Alright, so at this point, it's 2017, we're speaking at Social Media Marketing World, and we're literally doing almost every single UK conference that they have over here, and we're getting paid for none of it. So the next thing we did, we got competitive.
Here's the deal, if you want to create some buzz and some momentum with your speaking career, then make this your aim. Be the speaker everyone remembers.
That was our number one aim at this point. How do we create talks that become experiences for the audience that they can't help but talk about, and more importantly, remember when they go home above all the other talks that they had seen that day?
As soon as we started creating those experiences and getting talked about more and more, the demand for us, Andrew and Pete, became more and more, and so we could start charging more and turning down gigs that weren't paid for.
And the best way to get better at creating those audience experiences that people cannot help but talk about is by asking the best for help. We got in the habit of asking people that we looked up to for feedback. We said to people like Jay Bear at Social Media Marketing World, look, do you mind popping your head in our session for like just 10 minutes, checking us out, and letting us know what you think? And we listened to that critique and we improved.
The guy who's had the biggest impact on our speaking career though is this guy, Mr. Andrew Davis. Now when we first saw Drew speak, we were absolutely blown away. He's like the best speaker we've ever seen. And so when we got the chance to meet him, we were like, Drew, how the hell did you get that good? Like, how do we get that good, more importantly?
And Drew not only helped us make the audience experience like 1,000,000 times better, but he also taught us our 6th step, to come up with unique concepts. The thing is, anyone can preach tips and tricks and recycle old concepts from other speakers, but we've learned that the best speakers have unique thoughts.
Drew's advice has helped us to move away from the generic tips and tricks kind of talk that anybody could do, to talks like the 90-10 rule, the entrepreneur's catch-22. And it's these kinds of talks that we can charge way more for.
Drew calls this visionary versus expertville, and you can apply it to loads, not just talks. In fact, this is exactly what Drew is going to be talking about at Atomicon 2020, so we cannot wait for that one where he's going to teach everyone in the room how to be more visionary.
Now, all of this stuff so far has helped us tremendously, but the one thing we've never been afraid to do is to jump on opportunities.
You're going to get knockbacks and you're going to get no's, especially if you're ambitious and you want to grow quickly. We've had a ton.
But firstly, you can't take this personally, and secondly, you cannot let it stop you from trying again and again and again.
At Upreneur Summit last year, we did our 90-10 rule talk, and after it, Jay Bear came up to us and he said, guys, that was incredible. I've just texted Mike Stelzner and told him that you guys need to keynote Social Media Marketing World. And in our heads, at that moment, we thought, wow, like that is super cool. But we've literally got no chance this year. So we kind of thanked Jay and then just let it go.
A few weeks later, Andrew went for a pee. And when he came back and he said to me, Pete, I've been thinking we should send Mike and Phil, and I finished his sentence at this point, the Upreneur recording. Yes, we'd been thinking the same thing.
So we jumped on that opportunity that Jay had given us. We emailed them the link and we told them that if we were on the table for this year, that we were 100% ready for it. And here's the link to the video, to the talk that Jay saw.
And within an hour, he emailed back and said that we were actually in the running. And a few weeks later, there we were, announcing it, that we were keynoting Social Media Marketing World. Woo!
Have fun, my friends. So if you want to be a speaker, then get to know people in your industry by attending other industry events. Show them what you can do on video. Be ambitious, be competitive. Ask the best for help, come up with unique concepts, and don't be scared to follow opportunities.
So that's our story, that's how we did it, and we know these things will help you too. See you next week, guys.